Never before has this phrase rang as true as it does. Payback this year is a bitch. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. 3 for 6 for TakeOver, 3.5 for 8 for SummerSlam. Let's hope I do better. I don't know who's in charge of scheduling the pay-per-views for the WWE. I don't know if this was supposed to be the week the WWE returned to Saudi Arabia to pick up another Sultan's ransom of money from the oil barons over there, or if they just decided it was a good idea for whatever reason. But let me make this clear. Scheduling a pay-per-view within a week of another pay-per-view, especially a major one like SummerSlam, is idiotic at best and uber problematic at worst. How in the world are you going to plug a pay-per-view when the previous one is still fresh in our memories? Well, for what it's worth, they did do a decent job building things up, even if all the matches aren't exactly up to snuff. Bless their souls, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are trying to get their lack of chemistry right before facing the women's tag champs. King Corbin is finally allowing Matt Riddle to be in his presence on a pay-per-view. Big E gets some love in the solo limelight that he hasn't had in nearly a decade. Keith Lee's promotion could come to a sudden halt thanks to the Apex Predator, and holy shit, is that Paul Heyman with the big dog? Oh, crap's got real. It's a rush together card, but it does have some legs to it. I just hope the WWE learns from this and keeps the pay-per-views at least 3 weeks apart to give them proper pushes. Anyway, here are my predictions for Payback 2020. The kickoff match, the new Riot Squad versus the Iconics. Looks like Kay and Royce are back on the heel side of the fence they've been straddling for the last month or so. And the Riot Squad is sans Sarah Logan, but plus crowd approval, apparently. Truth be told, though, unless the winning team gets a women's tag title match in the near future, I don't see what's so great about this match. But I go with the team that's been around the whole time. Winners are the Iconics. Big E versus Sheamus. Okay, look, good old Zeke has got lucky over the Pale Wonder about a week and a half ago, and Sheamus just left Miz and Morrison to their demise last Friday. Big E is still not used to being back in the singles competition. Let's face it, he's no Kofi Kingston. And it's been just over 9 years since Big E held the Intercontinental Championship. He's next to nothing without Kingston and or Xavier Woods backing him up. I'm sorry. Sheamus, he's been bro-kicking teeth solo for a long time, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Winner is Sheamus. Matt Riddle versus King Corbin. Bro, has this been a turbulent year for Riddle? Won the Dusty Rhodes Classic, won and lost the NXT tag titles with different partners, and now on SmackDown to bring barefooted wrestling back. King Corbin is no slouch himself, he just needs to add a belt to go with the crown and scepter. But why do I get the feeling someone like Shorty G is not about to let King Corbin keep the so-called King's ransom offered for putting Riddle out? He needs this money, he's got kids! Oh no, wait, different desperate jobber to the stars. Well, in any case, Matt Riddle will win and embarrass the King to no end. Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins and Murphy. One of Rey's last wishes before retirement was to tag with his son in a match. With this match, he finally gets that wish, and with any luck, turns it to retirement and or being advocate. Dominic has proven that though he lost at SummerSlam, he could take the Monday Night Messiah to the limit, and then some. And maybe Aleister Black comes in to take out his one-eyed frustration on Murphy? I know Black's a heel now, but he just has to get some measure of comeuppance on the guys who blinded him, right? Anyway, I first thought Rollins and Murphy would win, but if this is Rey's last pay-per-view, he should go out with a win. Winners are the Mysterios. Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. Talk about baptism by fire. Yeah, welcome to Raw, Mr. Bask in My Glory. You're a legend to be, so here's the legend killer. Good luck! I'm not sure, but I think the last time someone had to take on a legend on their first pay-per-view was Fandango when he beat Chris Jericho on one of the WrestleManias. And kind of ironic, as like Jericho, Orton unified 2 world titles. Now Keith Lee is nowhere as sadistic as Orton, which might be a liability. Sure, he's pissed at Orton punting Drew McIntyre into brain damage, but that does not equate to someone who DDT'd Stephanie McMahon from the second rope just because he could. Then again, Lee outweighs Orton, and he's younger. He quickly unified the NXT and North American titles temporarily, and is a heavyweight that moves like, well, not quite a cruiserweight, but close enough for jazz. I think Orton's going to be shocked into a loss, but will still get an RKO ON after the match. Winner is Keith Lee. Pardon. Women's Tag Team Championships. SmackDown Women's Champ Bayley and ex-Raw Women's Champ Sasha Banks defend against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. After Baszler ripped through everyone in the Elimination Chamber on the last pay-per-view with the live audience, I was expecting a lot more from her. She put both Charlotte Flair and Sarah Logan out of action, but really hasn't done anything else since. And she and Nia Jax hate each other. You really think they'll be cohesive enough to beat the champs? Well, I mean, Bayley's been putting Banks down quite a bit lately. I thought this would be the final straw when the Golden Girls lost their last belts, but I'm sure Banks will catch major shade from Bayley if they lose what makes her Bayley 2 belts. Both teams are disorganized, but I felt the titles would change on this hands on this pay-per-view, and I'm sticking with it. Winner's a new chance, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, who will quickly drop the belts to a far more cohesive team. United States Championship, Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley. Enough already! Sure, I'm glad the US title is finally being defended outside of a kickoff show, but Crews needs some new competition, man. The Hurt Business needs to move on to bigger and badder things, like maybe McIntyre when he comes back. Even with MVP and Shelton Benjamin at his side, Lashley has lost to Crews time and again. Why in the world should this be any different? Winner and still champion, Apollo Crews. Finally, a triple threat, no-holds-barred match for the Universal Championship. The Fiend Bray Wyatt defends against Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Okay, that was a hell of a curveball they threw at us on Friday night. So Roman Reigns is now a Paul Heyman guy? I guess that with Brock Lesnar out of the picture for who knows how long, Heyman needed someone to advocate for, or he'll lose relevancy. But is it enough for the big dog to conquer the Fiend and the Monster? Could be. Although, truth be told, I don't think the Fiend should have lost to Goldberg in the first place. And Strowman, even against the Fiend, should have done more to put him down last week. Reigns is rested, focused, and more importantly, not concerned with Goldberg until at least next year. And having Heyman by his side should tilt the three-way scales in his own favor. I'm glad he's back, though I'm shocked that he's back with Heyman. And I would not want to be in his shoes when and if Brock Lesnar comes back. But winner and new Universal Champ, Roman Reigns. Those are my picks. Now, have your fun, but keep these pay-per-views decently spaced afterwards, please. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. Stay safe, and I'll see you.